I know how eager you all are for a good tale before bedtime. But what I will regale you tonight, children, and for the next few nights onward, is none other than the darkest chapter of our family history. A history I shared with our good friend, Bash the Stampede. Thus, children, we begin with the passing of our family's most trustworthy friend, Lord Mammothwood. One sun-parched day, during my youth so long ago, our palatial grounds were met with the footsteps of 100 of King Retaxis's rhino soldiers, more than ready to besiege the palace and remove all heirs of the Elephant Kingdom by force. I watched only as dear Mammothwood paid little mind to the clear windows or the veranda, stating that he would clear up the rubble after he had finished, and had sortied with Retaxis's men single-handedly. He may have been a mammoth, children, but he was a force to be reckoned with. The soldiers he hadn't felled with his mighty trunk or pristine tusks would run from the battle. They would curse our name unceasingly, but they would be alive, and far luckier than their comrades. As for King Retaxis himself, mortally wounded, with his sons surviving, and ensuring that their hatred for elephant kind would remain intact throughout the years. Lord Mammothwood would turn and look to me, his trunk caressing the small crucifix that Lady Meryl Strife bestowed upon him. Always the assurance that all was well. But then, it happened. Despite all warnings, I hurried as fast as I could from the palace to see what was the matter.
Why is this happening?
But it was too late, children. A flash of light, and Lord Mammothwood, the solitary member of his race, had died on his feet. And the cause of it all, the one who stole my oldest friend from me. He was standing there. The Blood Count, Duke Dagger's Mastodon.
Mastodon.
Dagger's fucking Mastodon. With his deed done, he turned his back to me and walked away with not so much as a single word. He was mocking me, children. Mocking our family, our friends, challenging me.
I'm crying.
To avenge Lord Mammothwood, I would take that challenge. Oh. After all, an elephant never forgets to kill. No. But those will be tales for another night. Come, children, time for bed.
How did you keep it straight?
Real talk. I listened to this one podcast called Scald by Aubrey Sitterson. He's a Marvel comic writer. It's just an ongoing serialized story. Funny as that was, and humorous as that was, you should start a podcast where you just narrate a fucking story over several episodes. Just a serialized story. You got the voice for it. That was awesome and hilarious. And I'm crying too. Daggers!
Yeah, I had to think of a similarity to knives.
Yeah, so we should probably explain that this was a follow-up to our Vash the Stampede, or rather our Trigun Babar crossover idea last time. And you just ran with it. Dave the whole time was trying not to say a word because I think he just wondered what he was hearing.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I agree. Folks, I am not Carlos. Shit! I fucked it up! Folks, I am not David.
And I'm definitely not Carlos, thank God.
This is Two Fat Guys Talk, episode 69. Deep Dish Digimon, The Secret Meetings of the Digilluminati. This is a refined podcast where we give a voice to those who wish to tell crossover tales between Babar and Trigun. We give a voice to two fat assholes and their friends who just want to talk shit about nothing. And as the title may suggest, this one's about a conspiracy theory involving Digimon. But before we get to that, let's all sound off. My name's Carlos.
This is Dave.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Next. Kiki saying nothing.
I'm here. How come everyone gets an intro? Well, Paul kind of just shoved his name.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to shove your name in there, and then I looked at you, and you're like, "Nope, not going to say nothing."
Well, because I was hoping you were going to say something so I could do the same thing, but clearly that didn't work out.
It didn't work out. Okay, let's get right down to it.
Fuck Shoutmon.
Yeah.
Shall I start with a joke?
Shoutmon. He's the Digimon protagonist of the Digimon Fusion series.
Yeah. It's kind of cool looking.
I don't know.
I know.
You
He's
could fuse with other
I don't know
Digimon.
anything.
I know, but the whole concept of the Digimon Fusion series is just take one Digimon and just fuse a fuck ton of them onto that single one to make a giant one. And it's
So just a bunch of Chimeramons running around.
actually, is one of his Ultimate Evolutions actually does have a Chimeramon flavor, taking on pieces of other Digimon and just running with it. He becomes like Shoutmon times 6.
No.
And when he completes the Digimon, he goes, Shoutmon times 6!
Ew. You know what's better? The Digimon Illuminati.
The Digimon Illuminati is great, but before we get to that, Dave has a joke for us. He said something funny.
Who here remembers the Muppets?
I love the Muppets. The other day, I found a classic skit that I remember laughing at a lot when I was a kid. On what episode was it? 100?
26.
Yeah.
Season 1, episode 26.
Yeah, and I was laughing for hours just watching that old skit again.
Want me to ruin your childhood?
Why?
Just a tad. I do want you to ruin my childhood a little bit.
Why can't Miss Piggy count to 70?
Oh, I see this
Because
joke.
she reaches 69 and gets a frog in her throat, right? Yeah, I've seen this
Yeah.
one. It's a good one. It's a good one. It's funny.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
you didn't mention
I
anything
shared
about-
that on Facebook, so I thought you might have seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was you, sure, then.
Mm-hmm. Because one of my friends shared it with me. I'm like, you bastard. I'm totally
I thought you were going to
sharing
mention
this.
something like about how there's the new Muppet series coming to ABC.
Which is awesome.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something like how Miss Piggy raped a bunch of children
Oh
and
dear.
had to go to jail.
Oh my god.
Dude.
You said ruin
Not
our
cool.
child.
Fuck.
You said ruin our childhood. That would do it. Chris Benoit kills his family. Miss Piggy.
Oh my god, stop.
She steps on all of her
Miss
pig.
Piggy
No,
has
she
frog
steps on
legs.
all of her pig tadpoles.
Stop. What the fuck?
Pig
Pig
tadpole.
tadpoles?
Ted Pigs.
Yeah.
What the
Some crossovers were not meant to be.
Just
Okay, so here's the deal. Are you okay with your laptop like that? You want to put it somewhere? Or?
oh yeah, I'm fine with it. It's just like, is that how they're gonna like? Are they gonna like quarantine Miss Piggy, try to reel her in so that she becomes like, damn, what was I thinking? You know, not stepping on her pigs, or are they gonna kill her off like what they might do with Harry Shearer's characters on The Simpsons for the next season?
Well, no, what they're doing with it is they are, number one, bringing them back as puppets, just like they were originally. And they're going to do a continuation, like 20, 30 years down the line, where they all have lives, what's happened with them.
Oh, no, but we're talking about what happened to Miss Piggy after her crimes against humanity.
Oh, God.
Or maybe this new Muppet series will actually take place after, maybe in the timeline it'll take place after the movies.
Right. Yeah, maybe. It could be. I would imagine that if Miss Piggy did commit such a heinous act, we're not progressive enough to recognize sentient pig rights, and she'll just be cooked. Literally.
Oh, yeah.
Dear.
Oh, I'm already calling bacon.
Yeah.
I was like, but what about Kirby? What about bacon?
Alright. So we gotta talk the Digimon Illuminati.
Yeah.
Okay. Kiki and I noticed a trend. We were talking about this on the drive home, and then we're like, you know what? This is too good for just two people. We need to forcefully bring Dave and Poe in on this against their will. Okay.
It's so good.
It is so good. Okay. And this is proven through
itself.
much media. Okay? Alright.
Alright.
Okay.
Who wants to start?
I'll start it off. Maybe interrupt me and
Shout.
do some insights if I miss any. Okay. So, we noticed something. That could not have been any better time. That could not have been better. We noticed something when we thought about it long and hard. Tai, Matt, TK, and Kari and their Digimon only trust each other.
They always stick together. Whenever they're separated, they go to each other first.
And
They are each other's siblings. Well, hi to
True.
Kari and TK to Matt.
but they make plans and exclude everyone else all the time.
All the time.
All the time. This has literally been the plot of more than one movie, is some combination of these four, and sometimes Izzy. Sometimes they bring in Izzy in on this because he's their pet navigator or whatever, and then they just leave everyone else out, and then because they couldn't actually do it, everyone else has to clean up their mess. That's like the entire point of the second Diaboromon movie. And Tai, Matt, TK, and Kari, they do this shit all the time.
All the time.
It happened everywhere in the series, and it seems in the Digimon Tri trailer, there are hints that might be happening yet again.
That would be very cool if it was happening again, to be quite honest.
That's basically what we were talking about. We were thinking about, like, okay, in Season 2, when their Digimon couldn't Digivolve for the longest time in the season, they kind of stepped back and let the new kids handle it, but they had TK and Kari with them, who always separated and worked together whenever possible, leaving Davis, Yoli, Ken, and Cody in the dust.
All the time.
All the time. When Tai and Matt were able to actually get their Digimon to evolve again, they took a much more active role, and they even had stuff like Tai going to fight Blackward Greymon with Agumon on their own, without telling anyone. In the second Diaboromon movie, Tai, Matt, TK, and Kari, along with Izzy, deliberately planned to take care of Diaboromon before anyone else even knows what's going on.
Yeah, because TK and Kari went to America.
That's not that movie. We're talking about the second.
Yeah, that's the first movie where they met
Was that
with
the first
Willis.
Hang on, we'll get to the America one, because in the Japanese version of that movie,
Yeah.
what it was is that Willis's Digimon kidnapped all the Digidestined, all the old ones, and was kidnapping them around the world. And TK and Kari, without telling anybody, because Tai and the rest of them were taken too, they just went to America to try to figure out what was going on their own.
Just those two.
Without telling Davis, Yoli, or Cody.
Yep.
At all. That it was
like,
happening.
They're like, we got this.
I remember
Sounds
that
to me like
part.
they were leaving the scrubs at home.
That's the thing.
That's exactly
Tai-
what we're talking about.
Nils and I have a theory. Tell them the theory.
They think that the rest are scrubs.
They think the rest are scrubs.
Like, honest to God.
except-
No. Honest to God, they think they're
On the con-
scrubs, but...
Tai, Matt, TK, and Kari don't think the rest can handle it.
Yeah, that's
They
what it
just
is.
don't think so.
And what they think is that, what about, and you're probably going to say, what about Davidson can't prove themselves? That's exactly it. They always have to reprove themselves over and over.
And they're always plan B. They're David.
Always.
It's always like, fuck, if we fail, let's just hope Davis
Okay.
has a plan.
Yeah.
You're giving the show and its writers way too much credit.
No, we're not.
Because this can be explained with one concept: main character syndrome.
No,
No,
because
I-
TK and Kara are not main characters.
That's right.
Even though Davis was the leader in season 2,
He was still the main character, though.
those two were still way more popular.
Oh, absolutely, because they're awesome.
And because they were from the older generation, they still had what I consider the main character syndrome.
Now,
I wish they were the main characters.
now, that is a good point, that, of course, the more popular characters are going to get top billing. Wolverine.
I mean,
Yeah.
look, they brought in Izzy, because Izzy was way more popular than the girls or Joe.
Izzy is surprisingly popular. But
Joe
that-
is fucking terrible.
that doesn't account for this happening all the time.
But it does.
It literally happened all the time. Anytime Tai, Matt, TK, and Kari can do shit with each other instead of with a group, they do. All the time.
Yes.
TK and Kari did it all the time in season 2.
Because
all the time.
here's the thing. The writers weren't that good at their characters.
Now, this is funny because this is usually what I say about shit.
But at the same time, they're the ones who are like, let's not tell anyone about Matt and Sora getting together. And that was deliberate.
Everyone was confused by that one.
Everyone was confused about that. Now,
English and Japanese staff were both like, do you know who she's gonna go with?
Okay,
Like,
but I consider that like shoehorned in. But even then, it made sense.
No.
Neither Matt nor Sora wanted to hurt Ty.
Okay, but I'm just saying that...
They pulled it out of their ass for that scene, but still, it would make sense from a group dynamic that you wouldn't want to hurt the guy who you still care about, just not in that way anymore.
But they don't want to give credit to the new kids, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and hang on a minute. You're saying that that we can explain this trend by writers being terrible.
Well, no, writers
hang
like to
on,
go back to their main characters.
Sure, but writers kind of being terrible is kind of the reason why Matt and Sora got together.
That's right.
Yet you can give a very good reason why it works. We're giving a very good reason why these four being kind of the Illuminati works.
Yeah.
The Digilluminati, because if we look at the trailer for Digimon Tri, we talked about it in our video, but there's a bit more to it. I was watching it a bit more, and I was listening to some other impressions as well, and there's some things in it we didn't quite talk about. And the big one is Tai and Agumon are literally talking about the wrong future having been chosen. They are literally, this is literally a line that Tai and Agumon are basically mainly Tai. He's basically saying, we done goofed. Now we gotta fix this.
Mm-hmm.
And
that wasn't in the teaser, was it?
It wasn't
Yeah,
a teaser.
it
It
was.
was the very beginning of the teaser.
Where he's sitting, or he's kneeling down.
They said they chose the wrong future. Unless the subtitle is completely wrong, that's what they said. That's what Tai said to Agumon. And Agumon at the end of the teaser was like, the usual, I'm your partner, I'll help you do whatever. And they showed the big emphasis on Tai and Matt as well. You were wondering if it's because Matt and Tai are going to be at each other's throats. I don't think so. I think that yet again, they're going to try to plan something and exclude everyone. And this could be this is speculation, but this, if they do this, if they're aware enough of this, Digimon Tri could be awesome. Because how cool would it be? How cool would it be if Tai, Matt, TK, and Kari, just like with the Aboromon, they saw this threat coming, they tried to deal with it themselves, and just like every other time, it spills over, and it's left to everyone else to clean up. How cool would it be if Davis and Ken are, like, if Davis is pissed about this? Or any of the other kids at all. Your precious Joe can be one of them. How
David's
cool,
precious Joe.
How cool would it be if
I'm looking at a Joe.
How cool would it be if Davis was mad? If he was like, you know what? You two fucking deserve each other, to Ken Kari. You two fucking deserve each other. And what if Ken had the observation that, like, hey, if I was the Digimon Emperor, guys, this is exactly what I would want.
Yeah,
I would want us to be at each other's throats. This is what you guys did. How cool would it be if the other kids are like, fucking Tai, Matt, TK, Kari, we're sick of your shit!
Yeah.
We always clean up after you, man!
It's like, fuck you, TC, I'm gonna run my noodle business without you!
and then TK's like, he keeps talking about noodles!
But the thing is, what's super cool about this theory is that you're like, okay, yeah, Matt and Tai, they do this Matt and Tai do this all the time, but their fucking siblings are just as bad. People are like, oh no, Kari's innocent. No. How many times is she's like, her brother's the best, blah, blah, blah. She always does what her brother is, or she even just is like, come on, TK, we can handle this. All the time, and...
This extends to their Digimon. Gatomon goes to Patamon first.
Yeah, she does. Every time.
Patamon or Agumon or Gabumon. Then, maybe Tentomon is next.
Okay,
she
look.
always goes to Patamon first.
I'll give you that.
Get the
I'll
Angel
give
Nasty
you
on.
that you're giving it way more credit, and it would be cool if what you're saying had happened. By the way, you're definitely this group's Joe.
Fucking, I hate Joe. Carlos, why do you gotta fucking suck?
Okay, yeah, I suck, but I got a cool Digimon. Fuck you. He has Mjolnir.
Oh, he does though.
Which hasn't showed up since season 1, so you're used
No,
to that.
no, Zudomon was in season 2. Don't give me that.
What? When?
Zudomon has Mjolnir. They all their ultimates appeared in season 2. Zudomon appeared and kicked the crap out of Marine Angemon for a while.
Yeah.
Or Marine Devimon. Marine Devimon.
That's right.
Also, Zudomon is not to be is slept on. He beat Metal Edamon. I think that Joe should die and that Davis should adopt Gomamon and have 2 Digimon.
Oh my god.
I thought it was Saber Leomon that beat Edamon, not Metal Edamon.
It was a combination of Saber Leomon and Zudomon. Zudomon chipped the armor with Mjolnir, because Zudomon has fucking Mjolnir.
Yeah,
I don't know why this ultimate, who belongs to Joe, has Mjolnir, but he does.
Joe is such a goddamn stupid.
So Thor, Beta Ray Bill, Captain America, Zudomon, all capable of wielding Mjolnir.
Let's look at the facts here, though.
And
Half the
movie
team
Vision.
kind of sucked.
Yes, Movie Vision.
What?
Who?
Half the team kind of sucked.
Yeah, I know! And that's why it works!
I know!
Could
they
you
really do!
Could you imagine these 4? They're like, okay, we can't handle this, the 4 of us on our own. Who do we bring in? They all vote Izzy. It's like, are we sure we don't want to bring anyone else in? And maybe TK, the kind-hearted one, is like, should we talk to Davis and Ken? And Kari's like, no!
Yeah.
Davis! cannot be trusted. He's the jackhammer if we fail. And TK's like, yeah, and I'm still pretty pissed at Ken for whipping me in the face.
I sincerely doubt that he holds any.
But how funny would it be if he did? How funny would it be if it's like, hi, Ken. Remember that time you whipped me in the face, TK? That was years ago!
Yeah. That's not TK's character, nor is it Kari's character.
No, it is Kari's.
I think it is Kari's. I don't think Kari trusts... I think Kari trusts those other three and their Digimon, and I don't think she sees the rest of them as being up to snuff.
No,
she has one of the angels.
Yeah, she doesn't give a shit. Like, honestly...
I actually think Kari's much more trusting than that.
No, she's not, because
I think...
she how many times in the series when TK's like, oh, well, we should get others help, she's the one who says no. She's the one who's like, nah, it's okay, we can do it. Now let's go split up.
Except, whenever she does that, it's to keep the others safe. It's not because...
No, you are falling for the innocent Kari thing.
That's her excuse.
You are falling for the innocent Kari facade.
That's exactly it. She's not innocent. That's what I was mentioning to Carlos.
Kari is all business. She is a lot more shrewd than that. Kari doesn't think the rest of them can do shit. You know why? It's because she's like, I have the elite Gatomon who's a champion, and she becomes an awesome angel. TK has an awesome angel, and Ty and Matt have the best Digimon who can go Mega and combine. Why also, all of us care about the Digimon world more than these other scrubs who are busy arranging flowers or starting noodle carts.
Or being Mimi. I mean, what the fuck, Mimi?
Being Mimi. What the fuck, Mimi? And I think legitimately they don't think very highly of the other's ability to do the job.
Like, Kate, don't get me wrong, she is a sweetheart because she is very kind.
Cares.
This doesn't make her a bad person.
No, it doesn't. But I'm just saying that she puts those people above everyone else.
When it comes to handling Digimon world issues.
That's right.
She does not actually... If it was a choice between Tai and the combined efforts of Sora, Mimi, Joe, Koda, Yoli, Ken, she'd probably be like, Tai, let's take care of this shit. But I don't trust these 6 other people. And it's not because that he's her brother, it's because she knows he can get the job done. She would have done the same if it was Matt.
I don't know.
Izzy, maybe.
I don't know.
All we're saying is that it makes sense, and from a speculative standpoint, if the new movies touch on this,
that would be
they might be better than we expect. And yes, we know, this is all anecdotal based on bits and pieces, but the bits and pieces fit a little bit. This is a conspiracy theory, but I like to think it's a conspiracy theory that works.
I think it would be super fucking sick if it works, because when I was injured and I was doing nothing but watching Digimon for like 3 days straight, I was just like, oh my god. That's when I was thinking of all this shit. I'm like, oh my god, I didn't even remember this when I was a kid.
However, David does have a point. This could all just be bad writing. This could all just be Wolverine syndrome. Everyone loves Ty and Matt, so...
Everybody loved the pairing of TK and Kari, and... Oh, look what happened.
Yeah, but
they went off and fucked all the time.
Yeah, they did.
All the time.
Well,
there's a movie they literally went to America by themselves. Look, I am not the guy who buys into this whole patriarchal paradigm that a boy and a girl in a room alone together are obviously fucking. But they fucking.
Yeah, they fucking are.
They fucking hard.
You know what else? That's also bullshit, because everyone wanted Ty and Sora together, but that didn't fucking end up happening.
They not fucking.
They're not. Everyone wanted them. The English writers. Because that's what the Japanese writers said.
They might be fucking.
And they kept them separate at the end of the season, the Series 2 movie, at the end of the Series 2 finale, just to drive speculation that maybe TK and Kari aren't together.
Yeah,
because of their kids.
But the Series 2 finale might not even be canon anymore.
That's right.
The second Diaboromon movie kind of casts some doubt into it, because everyone seems to... That happened after, and nobody seems to remember that everyone has Digimon.
Well, and as I mentioned when you brought that up a time before now, is that future was years later.
Yeah, but
it didn't mean the day after the battle everybody miraculously had their own Digimon. This could have been a gradual process.
That's fair enough, but given Ty's line about choosing the wrong future, we need to consider that it might be messing with time. In that series with Shoutmon, which is why I think Apollo brought it up earlier, there was a big crossover with every other season where they had to go across dimensions because the Digimon in that season was trying to, like, destroy time and space. So there was a huge crossover where they had, like, a whole bunch of the other kids from various different seasons that had to come and help.
Because most of these high-end Digimon are actual digital world busters.
Yes.
As in the sense that they could probably bust up a digital world.
Yes.
And if they crossed over the real world, they could probably bust up a planet or two.
So there was, like, big crossovers with, like, season 1 and 3 kids helping each other, and, like, kid from season 1 and their older counterpart from 2. Like, it
sounds like an actual interesting episode to watch, but Digimon really has had some real big misses.
True, but what I was going to say...
in previous seasons.
But what I was going to say is that given that happened, and given Ty's ominous line about choosing the wrong future, it's possible there's some kind of time manipulation going on here. And honestly, if Ty, Mad, TK, and Kari think something is manipulating time, they're gonna make the same mistake again. Because we're not saying the Digilluminati is awesome. We're saying they have an ego about this. They think that they're hot shit. They're gonna bring Izzy in on it and try to make a plan with just the 5 of them.
And Izzy's gonna be like, no, we're gonna need to...
Izzy was always willing to tell the others. Izzy always talked to Yoli about this shit.
And then they're gonna be like, Izzy, what have we told you about telling Yoli and the others?
And he'd be like...
Especially Davis! Look at what he's doing. He jacked a plane, is he? People are dead because of you.
Like,
This isn't a strategy meeting, it's a murder.
That's fucking amazing.
You're stupid, Digilluminati.
I think the only thing that really proves, though, is that each season's in its own dimension, kind of like one of my old fanfics.
Oh, sure.
It's like that. Well, it's also like that one Power Ranger movie where every single Power Ranger was there.
Well, they didn't quite have every single one. I think in the Japanese version of that they did. In our version, there were select rangers from each group, including Tommy as the Green Ranger again, and they redesigned the suit, which was pretty cool.
But more or less, it was just every single Red Ranger.
There was Forever Red.
Tommy was a Red Ranger.
Yeah, he was in Forever Red. He was the Red Neo Ranger.
That's right.
Oh god, well, there's a Power Ranger.
And Tommy's in all of them.
Anywho, Dave, we just wanted to bring you in on this because you're a big Digimon fan, and Mark, and we totally... and you too, Poe, because we know you guys would love to hear about this.
Yeah,
I've watched every season of Digimon that has come out in English, pretty much.
And you're saying, and Davis is going to complain about this to all his duckies and bunnies.
Always.
But, I thought it was really cool because, Carlos's last point was the one that was the word I was trying to think of. Their ego is just so big that they are just like, well, whatever, in these fucking scrubs. Basically. It's
like, yeah, just something to think about. You know what else we gotta think about? We gotta think about some voicemail. Who wants to listen to some voicemail?
I do.
Today, we have voicemails from Meowth and nobody else. At Meowth900 on Twitter. Actually, we didn't check our voicemail box, Meowth, so I don't know if you tried to send more, or if some of our other voicemailers tried to send more, but it was full for a while, so shoutouts if you didn't get your voicemail in, let me know, and I'll make sure it gets in next time. Shall we listen to some voicemail? Or
let the attack ads begin.
The attack ads?
Yeah.
That's Attack on Titan.
Oh.
You didn't know that?
I say we sacrifice him to the geek god.
No, he's our encyclopedia.
Who's the geek god?
Voicemail.
Hiya, Carlos. Hiya, Dave. It's Meowth900 again. I've been watching John Oliver, and I watched it this morning, and he was talking about how Japan has mascots for, like, when they're doing political stuff. And I don't know, I thought it was funny. And then at the end, he was showing off, like, people dressed in mascot costumes for, like, American politics or something. Anyways, do you guys think there should be adorable mascots for politics, like in your area of living, or in my area of living? I don't know. It would make politics more entertaining to watch, I guess, because politics have, like, all these old people, and all the old people sound boring, so, I don't know. I think mascots would make politics seem more appealing to younger people like myself.
What?
I think all politics should have mascots. I want to see every presidential candidate in the States during the next election have a mascot.
Oh,
Yeah,
is she talking about, like, how the Democrats have donkeys and the Republicans have
No,
elephants?
no,
No,
she was
she's
actually
talking about how
talking-
Japanese politicians have mascots, like actual mascots,
Or-
apparently.
Or this is like that one strange-ass Xbox 360 game called Hail to the Chimp, where it's all these animals trying to vie for president by fighting each other.
No, I don't think it's like that at all, actually.
I think what she was mentioning is the fact that almost everything in Japan has a mascot. Certain subdivisions have their own mascot. Cities have their own mascot.
We have
Politicians do have mascots.
We don't have a mascot.
we have a mascot, the Edmonton Shithead.
You suck.
Edmonton.
That
Picture
wasn't even
you.
clever.
Yeah.
Come on, Kari.
It was a non-clever mascot for a shitty city. I know.
A picture you you.
Look, this gets ugly. Let me just get my mascot, and we'll have an election or something.
However, no, I don't think U.S. politics need mascots.
I think that
Mainly because all you'd need is on the Republicans. They just have the old hillbilly with a shotgun on his frickin' chair on his porch with no teeth, and you'd have on the other side an elephant.
No, the elephant is the
That's the Republicans?
one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but hang on. Think of the possibilities of, say, every political party leader on our continent. Think of the possibility if all of them had to choose a Pokemon to represent them.
Oh my god. If all the mascots were different Pokemon, that would be amazing.
But no political party would be worthy enough to have Eevee.
Yeah, none of them could have Eevee.
But think about whoever picked Eevee is trying to promote adaptability.
Yeah, which is none of them.
He boosts the power of its stab moves.
Look, can we all disagree that the amount of time leading up to a presidential election in the States needs one mascot, Snorlax.
You know what? Oh, could you imagine they're on the board and they're like listening to this idea, like, okay, everyone we have to choose one Pokemon.
No, I think we actually need to consider the fact that David just said something funny. That was really funny, Dave. I try to encourage him so he keeps saying funny things.
The actual John Oliver skit that she's talking about was John Oliver basically pointing out just how long a presidential election campaign takes to actually go through compared to something, say, in the UK. They have like 2.5 weeks leading up. They have a budget like under $20,000 kind of thing. And the whole skit, if it's the skit I'm thinking of, because I've watched a number of different skits recently with John Oliver and a couple others on the politics, but the whole skit was basically some guy he sent to the UK kind of trying to figure out what the hell was up with their political system and how they get along without spending billions of dollars trying to get people going through it.
You know, it's kind of funny then that there aren't mascots in U.S. elections when you think about it. Seeing all the money that gets spent, they might as well go for broke. Then again,
the politicians themselves can sometimes be the mascot for what not to do.
Or Clint Eastwood.
Oh. Speaking of career ruiners. Next voicemail.
Guys, it has been really hot lately. I am surprised because it's the beginning of May, or as of sending this voicemail, it is only May 11th, 2015. And holy moly, it's hot. It's like 80 degrees over here. I did not expect this to happen so soon. Because usually this type of weather happens in like June, not May. But anyways, how do you guys beat the heat? Do you stay inside all day? I mean, I probably could, but, you have to go outside sometimes, How do you guys beat the heat in the summertime?
Fans, nice cool basements, And what I do, if I get too sweaty, I take a nice hot shower, even though it's a nice hot shower on a nice hot day, but then I step out, and the cool air is just like, I'm not gonna get a cold after this.
That's actually not the way to do it.
Taking a hot shower when it's hot is actually really good for you.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
That's an urban legend.
No, you don't take a cold shower on a hot day.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't. Just like you drink tea when it's hot. Absolutely, you do. What do you think they do in India and shit like that when it's hot? You don't think they go out for Slurpees? They go and make fucking...
Oh no, maybe
I think they're usually
maybe in
too
Mumbai,
busy trying
maybe
to
in
find
New Delhi or
malaria.
maybe in New Delhi or Mumbai, they might have a 7-Eleven or so.
Okay, but in general, hot places make hot drinks to cool down the body. Because why do you think I drink cold drinks when it's cold out? Well, I drink cold drinks all year round, but
because
that doesn't matter, because that's me. But in general, you're supposed to drink hot drinks when it's hot and cold drinks when it's cold because your, what is it? Your heart rate doesn't jump as quicker or whatever it is. And it helps you regulate your body. What do I do to beat the heat? I just wear dresses.
Cool basement and air conditioning.
I don't have air conditioning.
Hey KOC, Dave, it's Meowth 900 again. I'm watching more Sailor Moon and got up to episode 68 because that's where the Viz Media stopped with the dubs. Since, they're doing a new dub and it's uncut and the characters still have their Japanese names. And it's pretty good, but it's at Sailor Moon R. And I don't know, I got past that part where Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask was fighting those two twin aliens, and I guess the two aliens wanted to sleep with, the boy alien wanted to sleep with Sailor Moon, and the girl alien wanted to sleep with Tuxedo Mask. And that was just very, very boring. And now they're up to the part where the pink-haired girl shows up, the pink-haired lolly girl. I don't know, Chibi Usa, I think her name is. Chibi USA, I don't know. And I don't know, the show's getting really, really boring. Should I drop Sailor Moon because it's gotten so boring, or should I keep going? Because, I don't know, I put up with that boring shit in the first 23 episodes up to where Jupiter showed up, and I don't really want to put up with any more boring stuff again after putting up with all the boring stuff in the first 23 episodes. Should I drop Sailor Moon or keep going? I need a good answer.
You should drop Sailor Moon R and just read what happens. It's not that special.
Oh, she was talking about Sailor Moon R?
Yes.
And then you should watch Sailor Moon S, because your favorite director, whose name I forget, but he's the guy who did Revolutionary Girl Utena and Yurikuma Arashi, he did Season 3, and Season 3 is dark! That's Sailor Moon S. Watch that, and then never watch anything Sailor Moon related again. You're missing nothing.
My opinion, Meowth, tends to not really agree with you these days, so maybe just take Carl's suggestion. I actually do suggest watching R only because you actually get to see Serena, or Bunny, I think they're calling her in the new dub. You get to see a lot of growth from her, and without some of the context there, S may come across a little bit jarring, going from whiny-ass Serena to actual competent Serena. Sailor Moon, throwing out different names here.
I remember in the Portuguese dub of Sailor Moon that I watched when we were in Portugal, they actually called her Bunny.
Yeah,
they called her Bunny.
Bunny.
But yeah, definitely avoid Sailor Moon Crystal, and don't watch season 4 and 5 of the original Sailor Moon,
Which were called Super S and Sailor Stars, I believe.
You're correct. But yeah, here's the thing. You're going to see a whole bunch of hijinks with Chibiusa, but the growth that she forces Bunny/Serena to go through, I actually found to be quite nice. I go back and still watch a number of those episodes even today. But it's really up to you. I mean, if you're finding it boring, I mean, the first 10 episodes or whatever of Sailor Moon are there. only existed to justify them getting back their powers. That's it. It wasn't even considered part of the Sailor Moon R series. It was Sailor Moon and the Doom Tree.
Yeah, also...
I actually still have the VHS tapes of this.
What a stupid arc that
It
Doom Tree arc.
was.
Yeah, it was.
Not only did that Doom Tree arc... Well, not only were they the dumbest villains, because their big thing was that they really loved each other and they were in an argument. That was basically the plot.
Dude, they were corrupted.
Yeah, they were corrupted by Garrosh Hellscream, I know. But that also started the trend of not one but two Darians, because Moonlight Knight was in it, and he was not Darien.
Yeah.
Your favorite.
I thought that was
More
the season
Darians.
2 of Sailor Moon.
No.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
Sailor Moon R includes that and the Rini stuff. Sailor Moon S is season 3, the dark season with, we're not going to spoil it for Meowth, but it's dark. Super S is the one with that stupid Pegasus and that stupid carnival, and Super S is the one with the boy rock band, and they're all really girls.
The Starlights,
the
Sailor
Starlights, yeah.
So, yeah, take that for what you will.
Next.
So I played the Splatoon demo during the weekend they were doing it, because thankfully I was managed to stay up for one of them, and played like a half hour of it in the afternoon one they did. Man, this wouldn't be so bad if Nintendo, listed all the time zones instead of the Pacific time zones, because it's really difficult to remember that I'm 3 hours ahead of them. Anyways, yeah, Splatoon looks fun. I mean, I checked the pricing on the Wii U eShop, and I saw it's $59.99, I was like, oh, nope, too much. I mean, that's my opinion, because I like it, but I don't really want to spend $60 on a game that I'll probably get super duper bored with in a couple weeks. Because that's really buying an expensive drug when you think about it. It looks fun, and it's fun when you're doing it, but then you get bored and just put it away for a while. I mean, I'm still playing Smash and Mario Kart 8, but supposedly if other people want to play too. More so with Smash than Mario Kart. But anyways, are you guys gonna get Splatoon when it comes out, or just wait until it goes on sale? I think I'm gonna wait till it goes on sale because I don't want to spend $60 on a game I'll get bored with really fast.
Fuck no.
Oh, jeez.
I've actually got nothing against Splatoon. It looks like a neat little shooter, but those are the sort of games I get bored with very quickly if I don't have a core group of people playing with me all the time. And Splatoon is no Halo multiplayer.
If I knew a big group of people that were going to play it, much like we used to know for Halo, then I'd be all in. I did want to try the global test fire, but I just never got around to it. There was always something else I had to do. There's a lot of games for people that I'd like to test, but ultimately I can't justify it with so much shit I have on my own plate, including trying to do some of my own game design. So it looks cool, and I hope it does well, because shooters on this continent need a shakeup and have for a long time. I like FPS games, but we have way too many, and they're all way too derivative. Sorry, they're all way too similar, I should say.
I got nothing. I don't...
You could fuck the squids now, I guess.
What?
Poe, I want to hear you elaborate on that.
Because this is just a game about squids fighting each other, but they shapeshift into a humanoid form called Inklings, and all of the Inklings take on either a little girl or little boy form, as also apparent with the Splatoon amiibos.
Where are you going with this?
I'm just saying it's just when the news came out, I was just browsing some forums and I was just browsing some
Peepees
forums.
and porno forums.
No.
So what you're saying
Yeah.
Just the
Did
moment.
you hear that pause?
Just the moment that the game was announced, people are already going crazy. I'm just like, what the shit?
I want to hear more.
I don't. Here's the thing. What you're saying is there's going to be
Peepees and porn.
H-Manga on this. Okay, great.
Oh no,
done.
there already is. There's
I'm
someone.
pretty sure there is.
Oh, so
someone-
you know about this then?
Well, I follow a lot of very liberal, open-minded people on Twitter. One of them was linking a fan art they saw of one of the girl squidlings. She was just shooting the squirt gun and just kind of looking at it tantalizingly. There was nothing dirty except for her expression. And I'm like, wow, is it bad that I got a boner from that? Next voicemail.
Holy moly, I'm glad I started my Monday morning off with the latest Game of Thrones, because I would have been spoiled, because news happened, because I guess people were super mad that a character in Game of Thrones got raped. And it's, I don't know, Game of Thrones does a lot of crazy stuff to the main characters. Like, I don't know, everything's a spoiler if I mention events in Game of Thrones, so I'm gonna try not to say anything. But anyways, yeah, crazy stuff happens. Natural. A lot of crazy stuff the regular cable won't give you. And anyways, yeah, that happened, so I was wondering, do you guys ever deal with such crazy drama when it comes to events such as the one that transpired in the latest Game of Thrones episodes in a show you're watching weekly or bi-weekly or whatever? Because, I don't know, that was my first experiences, since usually I have to wait like a year because HBO was strangled by the chains of cable, but now it's on the internet, so I can watch Game of Thrones along with everybody else, so it's all good. But anyways, question is, have you guys ever dealt with such drama coming out of a show you're watching weekly or bi-weekly or whenever it comes out?
Actually, Meowth, we actually had a recent thing about that. We have been trying to... We didn't get into Gravity Falls or into Steven Universe until it had been out...
Earlier this year.
This year. So, like, Season 2, it had already had the cutoff point at episode 11 for Gravity Falls, and Steven Universe was still coming out, so we were trying to avoid spoilers like crazy, and we follow a couple artists who do really good Gravity Falls artwork. So it's like, we'd see the artwork, look away, and sort of close it to make sure we didn't get any spoilers, so yeah, absolutely.
I remember seeing a picture of Mabel looking at a button and crying, and just scrolling past going, nope, nope, nope.
Exactly. As far as TV shows go, though,
I can think of a show where, it was heart-wrenching me, and drama was happening because it happened, but before I mention the show, I just want to say this. Mad Max Fury Road had a lot of very implied, horrible sexual slavery, and managed to convey all of it, and have strong female characters without a single rape scene or a single bit of sexual assault on screen. So it is not necessary, and anytime some usually dude storyteller is like, we need this to establish character, I just want to slap him in the mouth.
I was gonna say the same thing. I'm like, do you have to have a fucking rape scene? I don't think so. You don't have to have a fucking rape scene to make it dark or deep or whatever.
Yeah, I agree. A show that I can think of where, like, there was some soul-crushing plot twists was Green Lantern, the animated series. Because we were watching that pretty much as it was coming out, and then Aya. Aya.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
This whole show just took the weirdest twist, and it's so good, but so sad.
And guess what? No rape.
Yep, didn't have to happen there either. Oh, you look like you have something to say.
I was thinking of, like, the very beginning of Adventure Time, where we see the hidden depths, where we first see the hidden depths of Ice King, where after it was after they created Nepter, and it was like they just went off to have a little pie throwing contest to get Jake, while Finn was asking, what do you think the Ice King is dreaming of? And he's like, I'm betting he's probably thinking of capturing princesses. But we see inside Ice King's mind, and it's just him enjoying a sunset with Nepter. He's like, you want to go kidnap princesses? No. I think I'd just like to sit here a little longer. I love you, Poppy.
I remember the episode where they showed the video archives of who the Ice King used to be.
Yeah.
And he was that guy who's like, he's this scientist who's like, I found the crown, but it's changing me. Somebody has to stop this. And he's getting more and more desperate in each recording. And then as Finn and Jake are watching it, the Ice King bursts in and he's like, I can't believe you watched those videos. I can't believe you saw that I used to wear glasses. And then you and I were watching that, and then after that I turned to him like, oh my god, I can't believe he used to wear glasses.
And I was like, I hate you so much. I really fucking hate you.
As far as your comment, as well there, Meowth, that having to watch things day of, because the next morning you're seeing spoilers. I wasn't watching The Walking Dead when it was first being broadcast, but I remember the memes that popped up when they were in season 2, when they were looking for this little girl that had gone missing. And all I saw everywhere was a meme of, "It's in the barn. Look at the barn." Stuff like that. So I understand how hard it is to avoid spoilers, especially in this day and age when the day after you're seeing mega spoilers. But yeah, I'd say Gravity Falls is the one that affected us the most.
Yeah, with the various twists and turns, and we learned there are hidden depths to everyone. Old Man
MacGuffin.
Yeah, McGucket. Yeah.
McGucket. Pacifica Northwest, Wendy, all these characters, and learning what it means in the bigger picture. Just cool shit like that.
Man, I should watch more of that show then.
Yeah,
And Time Baby's afraid of Bill.
Time Baby is afraid of Bill Cipher, absolutely.
So I saw the trailer for the new superhero show, Supergirl. My thoughts are it's probably gonna be good, but chained down by the man, and the man being Cable, and the man putting the TV show on at 8 o'clock p.m. And I don't know, it's probably gonna have like 10 minutes of action and the other 30 minutes of the show being like, oh, who does Supergirl want to have sex with and get together with for the rest of her life? Oh no, the romance relationship's going bad and they have to break up. Oh, but they actually love each other and want to get back together. Oh, look at their love, it's so cute. Like what Flash and Arrow does. And I don't know. I think it's just gonna be another Flash and Arrow situation where I'm liking it, but I hate it because of the romance. But anyways, did you guys see the Supergirl trailer? I mean, I know Carlos probably did, because Carlos is like a big-time feminist person. Yes, feminist and a pervert. And I see like that pic of when I showed him the picture of Gintama with the guy saying, "I'm not a pervert, I'm a feminist," because it reminded me of Carlos on the podcast. Anyways, Supergirl, probably gonna be lame, but good. Lame good.
Unfortunately, since I'm the only person who saw this trailer, and it's 6 minutes long, so it's not just a quick watch for us here, I am going to be the only person to give some feedback on this trailer. Men hate this trailer, so I like it. It definitely shows a Supergirl show that is going to be a mix of her trying to find her life in the city and also be a superhero. It seemed cool to me.
That sounds sick.
I think you should watch the trailer after.
Okay.
I think you would like this trailer. It's 6 minutes long, though. It is long. It's almost too long a trailer for everything that happens in it.
It's like the first commercial break section.
Yes.
I've got nothing against a superhero, or rather a Supergirl TV show. I mean, I've heard really good things about Arrow and Flash.
So have I.
It's kind of funny how they're succeeding with their TV shows, but their movies suck.
Yep. But hey, what do you do? Jeff Johns and Zack Snyder and Nolan and all them have a vision, a very grimy, dark vision. Next voicemail?
Yep.
So that Digimon Tri movie trailer looks pretty good. I'm kind of worried that that'll not look as good as it does in the trailer because it's Toei animation. But I don't know. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe. I haven't watched all of it, but I mean, I haven't watched all the old Digimons because I was more of a Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh person when growing up. The show is good. I think the show is good. I haven't saw all of it, but I've heard it's good. And again, I've heard the same thing about Sailor Moon, and you know my story with that. Anyways, yeah. I'm gonna see if I can try to watch all the old Digimon series before trying out the Tri movies. So, what do you guys recommend in the Digimon universe? Which show I should try? Because I know there's a whole bunch of them, and I don't know where to start. So, which Digimon show is the best show to start with before watching the Digimon Tri movies?
Okay, so before people start answering this, we should probably clarify something. Digimon Tri is a direct sequel to Digimon 02. Digimon 02 and the season before it, Digimon Adventure, that's seasons 1 and 2 of the show. Season 1, the hero was Tai, and season 2, the hero was Davis. Or Taichi and Daisuke in Japanese. You don't really need to watch any other Digimon season because none of them have any impact on season 1 except possibly a dimensional time leap crossover in Digimon X-Ross, maybe, but you probably don't even need to watch that. Despite what we were talking about earlier on the podcast. So keep that in mind. You don't need to go shotgun all the old series. Digimon Adventure and Digimon Adventure 02 are the only ones you really need to watch.
As a precursor to Tri.
Yes.
Yes. And keep in mind, the original Japanese and the dubs of these shows are very different beasts. The dubs were somewhat censored, but beyond that, they were all done by a fellow named Jeff Nimoy, a guy who is very slightly related to Leonard Nimoy, and who also at the time was very arrogant and thought his scripts for Digimon were better than the Japanese original.
And they were.
He was correct. He added so much personality and life to what was otherwise a very boring show in Japanese. But we'll leave that up to you to decide. People have their recommendations, though. You had one and you had one, so...
I recommend all of season 1. Even though I did watch season 2 initially, I wouldn't watch the whole season 2 again. I would stop halfway, about where the first villain kind of basically knocks some sense into him. Without making any spoilers there. That was kind of hard to do.
You can pretty much read what happens in 02.
You know something?
But there's fun stuff to have in 02.
But that's why I'm saying
I think,
until that point.
I think all of season 1's worth watching. I still think season 2 is worth watching, because there's going to be probably parts of the second half of season 2 that they will comment on, especially in the nature of what we were talking about earlier, of possibly changing time. So I think Davis suggest and Company, the entirety of season 1 and season 2 are necessary, at least for Tri.
I think Davis and Company are going to be in Tri. There's no way they won't be.
Davis is. Yoli
Davis's name is mentioned
Yoli,
in the tags.
Cody, none of them so far being voice acted.
Sure. But I mean, yeah, of course he's going to play a role because he was an important character between this, even though they're going back to the protagonist of season 1. Season 2 has ups and downs. They had good and bad in the Digimon Emperor arc. They had good and bad in the Fusion arc, in the Black War Greymon arc. There was the awesome Invasion storyline, but unfortunately the season is capped with what is both an emotional downer and kind of a downer in terms of the competency of the writing and the storytelling. It gets a lot more serious near the end, for better or for
which
worse.
I thought was good. Other Digimon seasons that are worth watching, in my mind, 3.
That one's called Digimon Tamers. Very good. Doesn't have anything to do with Tri or any of them, but
it's just good in general.
And very strong on its own.
And again, the English version of that is a different beast than the Japanese version. A bit censored, but a bit more lively in a lot of ways. Very good. I really enjoyed it.
You can skip Digimon Season 4.
That's Digimon Frontier, I believe. That's where the kids turn into Digimon.
That one really sucked ass. I've actually watched that entire season in the past 5 years, finally, and yeah, it sucked. What was Season 5?
I believe Season 5 was the one where that guy punches Digimon in the face.
That's worth watching. Because there's something about watching a human punch a Digimon, doesn't matter what type, to power up his Agumon, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm. We got Tai beating up fucking Digimon.
Once, but this was his whole thing.
No, this guy was like, "Hey, Digimon, you're bigger than me? You want to fight? You want to go?" And then he'd run up to him and, like, Cockatrimon, he'd go up and punch it in the beak. And then they're like, "Jesus Christ, what are you doing?"
like his Agumon, he ran into him, and it wasn't I'm gonna run away. They literally fist fought.
That's how Agumon earned his respect, because that kid managed to fight him to a draw.
Oh my god.
Like nobody could control him or get him to work with them.
Oh, and we shouldn't say kid. This guy was 18.
Yeah.
This guy was... The characters in this show were, like, adult. Like, they were not young by any stretch of the imagination.
So yeah, no, season 5's worth watching. Anything since then, though, I haven't given the time of day.
Sure. That Digimon X-Ross with all the crossovers, I think that's probably the only part of it that's worth noting. Next one.
Well, no, guys, and Harry Shearer is leaving The Simpsons. I hope I got his name right. I know his first name's Harry. But anyways, yeah, I'm very sad by this news. Unfortunately, I wasn't alive when The Simpsons was awesome. And I guess I can say the same for South Park, but I think it was either not alive or I was very young and I couldn't watch that stuff because parents said no, don't watch it, it's for grown-ups. But anyways, yeah. I mean, I watch The Simpsons now and it's not bad, but it's also not like, it's still entertaining. But after seeing some episodes that were on the FXX marathon, like the Simpsons, every Simpsons Ever marathon, I can see why people loved The Simpsons back then and don't really love them as much now. And I can see why they want it to be over. And I can see why Harry left The Simpsons. Plus, Harry voices a lot of the main characters like Mr. Flanders and Burns, but yeah. I'm really sad by this news. I really think The Simpsons should end after the next season, or even after this season. And, that was cool at the end with Rick and Morty destroying The Simpsons. Rick and Morty is a good sci-fi cartoon. I recommend you watch it. It's on Adult Swim, and it's on Hulu, and it's probably on Netflix. I don't know. Go check. But yeah, Simpsons should end. What do you think of this news? Guys, did you see Mad Max Fury Road? That movie was awesome.
I heard about the voice actor leaving. The only reason he's leaving is because the studio offered him X amount of money, which was okay, but wasn't going to let him go and do his own projects, even though they tried to say they were going to let him do that.
Yeah, that's his whole... No, that's why he had left entirely, actually.
So, yeah, anything that gets The Simpsons to finally either A, stop, or advance the characters' ages by 10 years is a good thing.
Simpsons needs to end. The early seasons just had so much gold.
And they had so much life.
Some of the best television I've ever seen is Simpsons episodes. It's just like, I'm always harping about how anime sucks, but some of my favorite fiction is anime. I feel the same about The Simpsons. Most of The Simpsons is garbage. Some of my favorite television period are Simpsons episodes.
All episodes past season 9 are, quote-unquote, the zombie seasons.
Oh, God.
Or I'd say about anything past season 3 would be considered zombie.
No, season 7, like 6 and 7 are the stuff like I think the Who Shot Mr. Burns stuff happened in season 7, is that right? 7 or 8? No, Simpsons has been good for like a solid 8 or 9 seasons.
Okay. I thought that happened a lot earlier.
Yeah, no, the seasons were not very long. We're talking like 12 episode seasons.
Yeah. Unlike the 26 now.
Yeah.
Upcoming 27, rather.
Sure, it depends. There's no hard and fast rule on any side of the ocean, it turns out. And also, Dave and I did see Mad Max Fury Road. You should watch our Two Fat Guys Talk Quickie on it, which is up on YouTube and on our site, twofatguystalk.com. We are reaching a point in time where people gotta go do stuff.
Like use the potty.
Yeah.
I need to shower.
Okay, yes, we all need to bathe, all of us. Final thoughts. Final thoughts, Poe.
I don't know, should I do a part 2 of the second Babar and Trigun episode?
We should get people to vote. But I say yes.
Vote for what? Final thoughts, Dave.
Or should I do it for other crossovers? What?
Yeah, sure. Final thoughts, Dave.
We need a Mad Max too.
Final thoughts, Kiki.
Do more, Poe.
Final thoughts, me. All right.
How did you do that so well?
The Tim Allen thing?
Yeah.
I used to practice it.
Oh my god.
Oh no! I killed Wilson! Looks like it's back to jail for me!
Fucking Tim Allen. Folks, twofatguystalk.com is your home on the web for more of this. You can follow us on Twitter. I'm at Handsome Fat Man. Dave is at the Dude Hack. We are at Two Fat Guys Talk. We will have more in the future.
Yep.
All right. Thanks for coming, friends.
Yay!
Yay!
You're welcome.